Boys, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So today I took it upon myself. So when we talk about high-end headphones, there seems to be a pair of headphones that's always recommended no matter where I go on YouTube, whether it be experienced tech creators, new tech creators, seasoned tech creators, anybody in general. They all seem to recommend the Sonys. And look, I'm pretty skeptical because here's the thing. This is my thing, right? I feel like we're at a point where these may not be as good as everybody hypes them up to be, but they seem to be the go-to option. Like, these seem like no matter who you are, you've heard somebody say it, or you've heard, somebody talk about the Sonys, that they're the greatest headphones. And what I feel like is going on is there's a bandwagon. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm calling Sony's bluff. I don't know if these are as good as they claim to be. So that's why I took it upon myself. I walked down to Best Buy, I went, and I picked these up. Look, just so nobody thinks I'm capping. I took it upon myself, I went and I picked up the Sonys. And so now I'm going to put them to the test. And we're going to truly see, is everybody just hopping on the Sony bandwagon, or are these as good as everybody claims they are? Let's jump right into it. So when you get these out of the box, you'll notice that the case is a little bit bigger because the headphones, they don't collapse like other headphones do. A lot of high-end headphones nowadays don't collapse like the Sonos's, AirPod Max, these Sonys, and the newer Bose. They don't close down anymore. It's just to preserve, structural integrity, I guess. Not too sure. Kind of miss collapsing headphones like my Beats, they collapse. But Beats aren't in the same category as these because I feel like Beats are just kind of like gimmick headphones at this point. So when you open the case, you'll notice that you have a magnetic flap. When you flip that open, you're actually going to have a USB-C to USB-A connector, as well as a 3.5mm aux cable. W for Sony for including the aux cable because, yeah, a lot of people still use aux apparently. Listen, I can't hate because I don't use it. Just because I don't use it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. That's all I'm going to say. I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I feel like if you buy Bluetooth headphones, you're gonna use them Bluetooth, but that's just me, dog. That's just me, dog. I mean, there are some phones that still support a 3.5 jack. It's just the iPhone doesn't, and I'm an iPhone user, so a lot of the times I've been forced to seek other ways to use headphones, which is why I don't use 3.5. So the case itself is like this felt material. It's actually very nice and compact. Like I said, it doesn't collapse, but it doesn't take up too much space. It's not clunky. It's not bulky. It seems like you could just drop this in a backpack and go. For $350, bro, these better be like the crispiest audio I've ever heard in my life. The thing is that these are so highly recommended and so regarded as like really great headphones. I can't imagine them being bad as much as I hear. But like I said, when you see too many people crowding around a product, like a lot of people, it's just like the whole iPhone Android thing. Everybody that I know in my city uses iPhone, but there's Android people that just don't understand why. And right now, I feel like an Android person to these headphones. Like, I don't know why people recommend these, but I also haven't used them. So, all right, let's just jump into it. Stop hating. The Sonys, they live up to the hype. They live up to the hype. Oh my God, these are awesome. When you look at the design of these are actually the most comfortable headphones I've ever worn in my life. Like, they're made out of plastic and they have leather exteriors on them just to kind of make them a little bit more comfy, but they're lightweight. So Sony went with these breakaway bars, and basically what these are is when you put them on your head and when you're pulling them down, there's not as much tension on the ear cups to make them snap. So it was very, very good design choice by Sony. Very sturdy on your head, and these do not slip off. Like, let me show you. Let's see how hard I have to shake for these to come off. Let's say I'm on the treadmill or whatever. Let's say I'm on the treadmill. What does your head do when you're on a treadmill? I guess like. Great design choice, Sony. Like I said, these bars and the way that these are built is they stay on your head. These are awesome headphones. So if you take a look at the left ear cup, that's when you're going to notice that you have your 3.5mm jack down at the bottom, as well as your power button and your sync button. You hold it for 3 seconds to turn it on. You hold it for 5 seconds to start pairing. And then to the right of that, you have the noise canceling and the ambient sound button. Noise canceling is self-explanatory. That's just going to block out all the white noise and anything around you that's going to be annoying to you while you're trying to listen, as well as the ambient sound is going to make it a little bit more lifelike. Almost feels like you're wearing open back headphones. Music's still going to play, but you're still able to hear your surroundings and not be interrupted. On the other ear cup, you're just going to have your USB-C port, and that's about it. So when you look around these headphones, you actually have 7 different microphones that go around each ear cup that basically just helping out with the ambient noise, being able to pick up what's needed sound versus those white noises that you don't need to hear, just kind of filtering it out, making it sound a little bit more accurate to whereas like if you weren't wearing the headphones. I do got to say the ambient sound wasn't exactly the most impressive thing to me. I actually prefer the Sonos's for the ambient sound, so I got to give that to Sonos. But as far as noise canceling goes, these might be noise canceling champions. Let me tell you, the noise canceling on these are actually great. Like, you feel immersed in your songs, like you feel immersed in the headphones. Noise canceling is very, very good on these. I'd say that they're You know what? I'm going to say it. These are probably the best noise canceling headphones on the market at the moment. So Sony has their spatial audio that they like to promote with their headphones, but the problem is that there's only certain music streaming services that support it. After about 15 minutes of setup, I went ahead and I signed up for the membership for Tidal, and I got my hi-fi streaming, and let me tell you, that did boost these headphones. So the reason I'm going to give these a 9 is because when you actually download the app, the only way that you're going to be able to take advantage of a lot of the spatial features that come with these headphones is to use Tidal. Most common streaming services that people use are going to be Spotify and Apple Music, but that is the one that they chose to partner with for the spatial audio. So I went ahead and I made an account and I signed up, and let me tell you, it does make a big difference. So when you actually load up the app, it actually asks you if you want to set up spatial audio. So what you're going to go ahead and do is take a picture of both of your ears, and once you take a picture of both of your ears, it's actually going to compile them into one unified image, and they're going to use that to be able to personalize your spatial audio, same way that Apple does it with their iPhone. It's kind of cool when you break it down and you think about it, but most people that buy these headphones are probably just going to connect them via Bluetooth and just rock with them. I'm not that somebody. I want to use every feature that these things come with. So if you want to use every feature that these things come with, you need a Tidal account. So Sony has this cool thing that's baked in that doesn't require a spatial account. So basically what it is it's called Find My EQ. So when you find your EQ, it's going to play the song over the headphones, and you're going to be presented with 5 different options. So it's going to be 1 through 5, and you're going to select which one sounds the best. Then from there, it's going to bring up another set of 5 options, 6 through 10. And you're going to click, and then once you click, once you click both options from each screen, it's going to compile an EQ for you. And as you can see, the one that I got was clear bass plus 9. And it actually filtered out a lot of the mids to make, the vocals pop. And it made the audio just a lot crisper and cleaner. So a cool little touch about these headphones that Sony kind of included in them is going to be the touch controls on the side of the ear cup. So on the side of the ear cup, you're going to be presented with a few touch controls that you can do. So if you swipe forward once, you're going to go to the next song. If you swipe backwards once, you're going to go back to that last song. But if you're more than 5 seconds over, it's going to take you to the beginning of the song, just like how you would on your regular phone. Then if you double tap the ear cup, that's going to pause the music. And if you double tap it again, it's going to play. Swipe up, it's going to take the volume up. Swipe down, take the volume down. So these touch controls aren't really done on a lot of other headphones that I've tried out, which I really think is kind of unique that Sony does this. So Sony actually has this cool feature as well. If you put your hand over the right ear cup, what it's going to do is it's going to turn on the ambient sound mode. So prime example, let's just say you're at the airport or something and you have the noise canceling on, and somebody comes up to you and asks, information about the flight. You literally could go like this and you'll be able to hear them as well as your music doesn't get blocked out. So like if you're listening to a podcast or an audiobook, you're still going to be able to follow along, but you're going to be able to hear around you just for those few moments to be able to answer that question. All right, boys, so to wrap up today's video, I got to say these are probably a top 3 headphone on the market. I understand the hype now. I get the bandwagon. I'm fully on board with the Sony XM5s. These probably will be my recommended headphones to a lot of people. If you're looking for a pair of high-end audio headphones, I'm going to recommend these. Look, when you see something getting pushed by literally everybody, sometimes it turns you to a skeptic, okay? You have to understand where I was coming from at the beginning of the video. If you made it this far and you enjoyed this video, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you sub up. I will have a full video of whatever I'm thinking about next. My next video should be up at some point this week. I'm trying to upload every other day for you guys. Just pump out content as well as trying to figure out what works for me. I do have a full-time job, yo. If I miss a day, don't grill me in my Discord. I see a lot of you guys grilling me in my Discord. Don't you ever do that. It's been your boy Hightech.